Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to have many different connections, not just to the original trilogy, but also the prequel trilogy itself by director J.J. Abrams, that's going to be used in a way that will benefit some of the major characters, like, for example, Kylo Ren and Rey in this story. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one aspect of Episode 9 that a lot of people, including myself, am very curious about is, of course, exactly how JJ is going to utilize all of the different connections to the prequels and the originals, and how it's going to be executed on the big screen. Now, like I have always expressed and said before in the past, that it really is a big risk by including all of these different connections and all of the different pieces of prequel trilogy and original trilogy continuity into Episode 9, because it is going to have a major impact on the past 8 films, either in a good or a bad way. It all depends on how it's going to be written into the movie. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9, involving, of course, Obi Wan Kenobi and Rey. Now, specifically, a description of Rey inside of a large cave, meditating on a rock, with the Skywalker lightsaber divided into 2 halves, floating around her, where it's described that she begins to hear a distant and faint voice, and that is, of course, the voice of Obi Wan Kenobi's Force ghost in the distance. The next describes Rey receiving guidance from Obi Wan, where it said that she begins to question as to why she saw so many visions of the future on Jakku, and had those dreams of her future adventures to the island of Ahch-To. It's described that it's explained to Rey by Kenobi's Force ghost that it was he who induced the visions and the glimpses into the future in order to guide her and to find her place in the galaxy. Additionally, it's said that the Force-back vision in The Force Awakens was initiated by Kenobi's Force Ghost and allowed her to see the terrible past and future of what's to come. The sequence is said to take place within the second act, where Rey is inside of a crystal cave of some sorts that is said to be the entrance to the Lost City. So I really want to go over a couple of parts about this, because like I have always said, we do know that J.J. Abrams is going to be using a lot of the past characters as well as some of these new elements into the story that are going to change how we view both The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. So first things first, I want to go over Kenobi's Force Ghost reaching out to Rey while she is meditating with the Skywalker saber floating around her into 2 halves. Now, this whole entire aspect is something directly out of Legends material. We've seen many examples just like this of characters, using lightsabers and detaching them in mid-air and stuff around those lines. However, what I really want to tap into here is what's actually explained, where Kenobi's Force Ghost is explaining to Rey that it was actually he who initiated the Force-back vision in, of course, The Force Awakens, when Rey touches the Skywalker lightsaber, allowing her to see moments of the past and the future. And now it seems like it could very well explain as to why we hear Kenobi's Force Ghost in The Force Awakens, because he is the one who initiated that entire vision for Rey, seeing, of course, the corridors of Cloud City, going all the way to the moment where she sees the collapse of Luke Skywalker's new generation of Jedi temple burning down to the ground, leading all the way up until the point of Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren, where we hear the dialogue finally by Kenobi saying, "Rey, these are your first steps." So, what I really like about this is that this really does kind of give us a bit more clarity as to exactly why she connected with the Skywalker lightsaber, exactly why it called to her. We never got a full explanation in detail, specifics, right, as to exactly why that was initiated when Rey touched the Skywalker lightsaber. And to me, I think that's a very good explanation by JJ, that it was Kenobi, the actual Kenobi Force Ghost, that initiated the Force-back vision for the character of Rey. Now, the other piece that I do want to go over is that he also initiated the dreams and/or visions that Rey had of her future adventures during her time on Ahch-To, while her parent, or should I say during her time on Jakku, during her parents were away, where she had these different visions of actually traveling and/or going on adventures to the planet of Ahch-To. So, like I say, what's really intriguing about this is that you can really see how they're trying to really implant all of the different legacy characters that are going to be used in order to evolve the characters of Rey and Kylo. And I think it's rather clever by JJ. I don't know about you guys. You guys can agree or disagree, but One thing I will say is that I think that this is a clever move in order to incorporate Kenobi's Force Ghost in a way where it does have a massive impact on The Force Awakens, where now the Force back vision is actually said to be initiated by the Force Ghost of course, Obi Wan Kenobi's Force Ghost, that allowed her to see moments of the past and the future in order to show her her place in the galaxy. And I think that there is more to the story of Rey here, of her connection to Obi Wan Kenobi. In case you guys did not know, there is said to be some kind of mysterious and strange connection between both Kenobi and Rey in Episode 9 that will be explained. So whether or not that means that she's somewhat related to him, I don't know. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon.